Football used to be simple. You watched with your heart, you judged with your eyes. You knew who played well, not because of what some spreadsheet told you, but because you felt it. However, today everything has a number. Has football become too statistical? And if so, have we lost something along the way? First thing you need to ask yourself is, why have stats become so important? Let's be fair. Stats really do matter. Football is a global multi-billion-dollar industry. Every marginal gain counts. And stats give us insights we used to miss. Player positioning, pass efficiency, pressing intensity, expected goals. Clubs, coaches, pundits, everyone uses them. And in a sport filled with opinions, numbers feel objective. But are we taking it too far? Sometimes I feel somewhere along the way, stats stopped supporting football and started to define it. Every pre-match or post-match video now feels like a science class. It's impressive, but is it fun? We've become so obsessed with numbers, we've stopped appreciating the soul of the game. And it feels like that sometimes. Is football an art or a science? Football is basically not just science, it's art. In fact, in my opinion, it's more art than science. You can't put Bergkamp's goal against Newcastle into a stat. You can't put Pirlo's intelligence, Messi's free kick against Liverpool, the 7-1 thrashing Germany gave Brazil, the warm-up before the game that the Brazilian team used to do with the song and dance, and then put it right onto the field. Can't put it in stats. Football is about movement, fluidity, charisma, style, and most of all, fun. Stats do explain the how sometimes, but not exactly the why. It's also not just numbers and heat maps anymore. Even the legends are starting to speak out about this. Very recently, Ronaldo Nazário, El Fenomeno himself, came out and said it very bluntly. Football has become too boring. I'd rather go and watch tennis. And when a man who made defenders look like training cones says that, you have to listen. You have to pay attention. I'm sure the Twitter geniuses immediately discredited him for saying such a thing because they only know football from watching reels. Sorry to say, but sometimes when I look at the comments on Twitter, it just feels like that's the truth. Football was once Joga Bonito. It was chaos, it was rhythm, it was music and poetry in motion. The kind of football where you'd rather lose playing with flair than win playing like a spreadsheet. Sometimes it feels that the human element in football is being lost. What about the effort, the grit, leadership, heart? Sometimes it's there. There's no metric for how a player lifts his team or the impact of fans. Today, if a player doesn't have elite data, he's usually just written off. Even if he's fighting to the last breath. And is this the new direction that football is going? Maybe this is where football is heading. Data is here to stay, we all know that. And maybe the new generation finds meaning in numbers more, the way we found magic in moments. But football isn't a lab experiment. It's chaos and it's passion. Something we feel, not just measure. It feels these days, however, everyone's rehearsing for like a science experiment or a Viva exam. Everything is calculated, pre-planned, sanitized. Even the magic has expected goals. There's nothing wrong with tactics. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with tactics. There's nothing wrong with evolution. But somewhere between the data dashboards and tactical masterclasses, I think football has lost a part of its soul. And right now, a lot of fans and even former players are asking the same question. Has the beautiful game forgotten its beauty? So, if you think I'm completely full of it, then do let me know in the comments and make sure to let me know exactly why. If you do agree with this opinion, even a little bit, however, tell me what would you like to see less of or more of in modern football. In either case, thank you so much for watching if you have watched it till here, and have a nice, beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.